Hi everybody, I hope you all had a lovely weekend. We had an action-packed weekend. We went on a overnight stay and a mini East Sussex road trip. We went to the beautiful historical Rye, which is absolutely covered in wisteria at the moment. Those beautiful blue flowers, some of you might recognise them from the house in Bridgerton. I love them so much. Rye is absolutely stunning. It's an incredible place. There's loads of quirky shops, lots of things to do, mainly eating and drinking, which obviously we did. We found a gorgeous little quirky accommodation. We went to jazz bar for some cocktails. We did all sorts. And then the next day we decided we were going to go to the beach because the last time we went to Camber Sands, we lost Chia for about an hour and a half. She went into the sand dunes hunting rabbits. We couldn't get her back and people were walking up and down the whole of Camber Sands screaming for Chia, and she decided to take herself all the way over to the neighbouring golf course. This time it was a lot less stressful. We casually walked on the beach. It was just beautiful. A little bit chilly with that wind, admittedly. We also went into Hastings 1066 country. We went to an aquarium. We went and got fish and chips. We had to form an orderly queue because I tell you what, you've got to be careful with the seagulls around there. They are the size of medium dogs and they will mug you and not think twice about it. We also had a go at crazy golf. My husband did beat me, but it's fine because we went to the arcade games. We are incredibly competitive and I am the reigning champion at air hockey. No matter where we are, no matter how many times we play, I beat him. On average, I would say 7-2, but I'm sure he'd give you a completely different score. But so much fun, so much crammed into just 2 days. And the weather, yes, we had some rain, yes, we had some sunshine, but overall it was just a really nice couple of days. So I hope another couple were having a really nice couple of days, and that was of course the Prince and Princess of Wales, who were celebrating 13 years of marriage. Social media was flooded with all of these wonderful photographs and clips from the wedding, just from their relationship throughout all of the years, when they were first dating, when they were in their late teens and early 20s, right up until now. I hope they had a really special and wonderful day, and it was just so nice to be reminded of the amount of love that these two have for each other and the number of years that they have been together. They really are such a wonderful couple, and I cannot wait for Catherine to come back when she is ready, and of course we can then start seeing them at joint engagements. So for now, Prince William is doing a lot of engagements by himself, and he made one schoolboy's request actually come true. This was for Freddie Hadley, 12 years old, who attends St Michael's Church of England High School in Rowley Regis in Sandwell. He wrote to the Prince of Wales last September, and he invited him to visit to see the wonderful initiatives that he and other students aged 11 to 14 have set up called the Matrix Project. The schoolboys meet weekly to discuss various ideas and projects to help others with regards to mental health support. In his own words, Freddie said that suicide is the biggest killer in young males, and that will not change until people start the conversation. As you can imagine, with a lot of the things that the Prince of Wales is involved in, this clearly caught his attention, and he decided to make a visit to the school and to, of course, meet with Freddie. What an incredible experience, not just for him, but for the whole school. As part of his visit, Prince William was asked to take part in a radio segment for the school and was told to tell a dad joke.
I am here with the gang here talking about male mental health, and I've been asked to produce a dad joke. So I'm kind of trying to channel Jack Whitehall, because most of his jokes are pretty dad-like.
We'll give you a second.
No, it's fine. I think what I'll do is I'm going to say a joke that is Charlotte's favourite joke at the moment that she keeps telling me. I'll do that instead. But you're going to have to interact with me. It's not a joke I can tell straight away. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Moo.
That's what I hear a lot at home at the moment. That's the greatest one I can think of that's clean and broadcastable.
Well, Jack Whitehall got hold of this information and he decided to put a video out onto social media talking of the fact he is now a victim of outrageous shading. He said that he has been rinsed by the future king, and there goes his knighthood in mock outrage. I love Jack Whitehall. He is actually very funny, and I would say not all of his jokes are dad jokes. He was in a funny TV series where he played a teacher. That is definitely worth a watch, but especially for me, my age group, because the way the actors that portray the children, the students, behaved, it was like getting in a time machine, because that's exactly how most of the people I went to school with used to behave. Freddie and his friends did say to the reporters that they did laugh, but I can't help but think that perhaps it was out of sympathy. After Prince William had left, one of the teachers had said this was such a brilliant experience for all of the children of the school, because she is constantly telling them to reach for the stars, for aim big, write these letters, write to people, you never know what can happen. And then of course Prince William actually coming to the school has definitely given all of those children an incredible boost, because anything is possible. After Prince William left the school, he then paid a visit to Woodgate Valley Urban Farm in Birmingham. He met with various volunteers, helpers, and of course some of the residents. There are lots of friendly and adorable animals that you can pet, from pigs, sheep, chickens, pygmy goats, ducks, and also guinea pigs. In a series of very sweet photographs, a lovely little guinea pig not only got cuddled by the Prince of Wales, the lucky devil, but also had a grooming session with him. In one particular photograph, it looked like that Snowflake the guinea pig had just realised it was the future king who was actually grooming her, and she looked rather shocked. As I said, Snowflake, dream big, you never know when your dreams can come true. I'd imagine that she's walking around the school now with a little tiara on going, do you know who I am? I mean, she wouldn't be the first person that would let the fame of the royal family and the connections to the royal family go to her head, because we know there's a certain Duchess in Montecito who behaves that way and likes to inform a lot of people when she has a magazine interview that she's a princess, and little girls think that she's a princess, didn't you know? And I just can't think of many people that actually see Meghan as a princess outside of herself. And as for the term, don't you know who I am? I'm not saying Meghan's used that, but you could definitely see with her attitude that that would be something that wouldn't be that far-fetched that she might perhaps say. But as it turns out, not everybody does remember Meghan the way that she remembers them. In an embarrassing story that's come out, Sophie Trudeau, the former wife of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, she's spoken in an interview when someone asked her about Meghan, and she said, I know her, but we haven't spent much time together. That's quite the contrast to Meghan's gushing story on her Archetypes episode. And Meghan told the really sickly story about how they got together and it was like sisters, and they drank wine as their children swam in the pool together. Lily would have been about 2, 3, Archie about 4, 5, maybe a little bit younger. But the way Meghan sold the story and about how Sophie sent her lots of little mantras throughout her pregnancy, anyone would think that those two were tight. And they might well have been while Sophie was married to Justin. But now that she's divorced, I guess Sophie's lost her usefulness. You've got to remember this friendship came about because Meghan cozied up to Jessica Mulroney, who in turn, she then introduced Meghan to that particular set, the Canadian political it girls, as it were. Meghan used Jessica, she obviously then used Sophie, which of course in turn meant that she got closer to Justin Trudeau, and this all worked in Meghan's spiderweb of getting closer to her goals. It's funny when I think that Harry said that Camilla left a trail of bodies in her wake to get to the crown, and I think it's actually a lot more closer to home. Meghan has left an awful lot of bodies in her wake as she trampled and clawed her way to the top. But that's the problem. You must be nicer to people on the way up because they are ready and waiting for you on the way down. So perhaps Sophie chose Jessica, or perhaps Meghan just decided in the divorce that she was going to keep Justin, who I'm sure would turn out to be far more useful for her and future endeavours that she may be plotting. Now, it's not just Sophie that clearly doesn't have a great and tight friendship with Meghan because, well, let's just say that only 10 people now out of 50 have come forward. This could be because several people have sent them back. There are rumours that Adele and Kevin Costner were two of the people that said return to sender, but this is unsubstantiated and I will take it with a pinch of salt. But given the way Kevin was smirking as Meghan tried to steal the limelight at his last awards show, it wouldn't surprise me that he would be the one to say No, thank you. Now, it would seem that even the people that do know Meghan and did their part of the transaction and they advertised on Instagram or social media that they did have Meghan's jam and it was delicious. Two people seem to have quickly forgotten about it, and that was Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, who were just being interviewed at a Netflix premiere. And well, I've just got a clip for you.
Speaking of treats, I have to ask, how was the jam? Oh! Jam! Oh! You got one of the coveted American Riviera Orchard jams. How was it?
Bearing in mind, this was just pretty much a day after they had done the whole jam and bacon sandwich thing. And all of a sudden they're like, what? Who? Now, John does quickly slip in to try and save Chrissy's bacon here, but he couldn't look more disinterested, mainly because he's like, the sandwich was great. You know, my wife makes a mean bacon sandwich. He doesn't actually mention the jam.
Sandwich was like incredible. One of the best bites I've had in a long time.
When I get,
But it gets better.
and it's like when I get like a honey from Flamingo Estate and it's numbered like 1 of 50, or we got like, you don't want to use it because I don't want to lose it.
Now, the Flamingo Estate reference, this is really important because when Meghan decided she was launching Aro, there were lots of comparisons that came out saying she was completely trying to steal the concept off of an estate that already exists. Now, there's a lot of posh shops around that area, and who could say who Meghan had actually based her idea on? We know that she doesn't come up with ideas herself. She is the queen of plagiarism. But the reason why so many accusations were particularly loud to do with the Flamingo Estate is because Meghan tried to bulldoze her way into business with Christensen and his boyfriend Aaron Harvey back in 2022. There have been a few videos released of the basement ones, you know, Meghan and Harry doing their Zoom calls, where Flamingo Estate books have been strategically placed, because we know Meghan strategically places everything, and it could be a way of her buttering them up, saying, oh look, we had the books in the background, that technically gives us an edge because we can give you the royal stamp of approval. Trust me, Flamingo Estates does not need an ex-royal stamp of approval. They are well established and very much liked amongst the A-listers already because they've put in years of hard graft. Rachel Struggett of entertainment website Puck reported that Meghan had had a few meetings with both of them. She wanted to come on board as an active partner. Meghan was given their relevant financial information and how the business is run as what you would give any new potential business partners or investors. But they reportedly decided that they didn't want to take the business in the direction, presumably, that Meghan had pitched to them. As it's Meghan, we know that it would have been an all-out takeover by her. So you can imagine their surprise with, 18 months later, Meghan has decided to launch her very own, very similar concept called American Riviera Orchard. Meghan has put in a trademark request to sell very similar items. But this is absolutely out of Meghan's playbook, isn't it? We've seen it time and time again with plagiarism. She's turned around and said to them, I'd love to come on board. I love your concept. I want to take over and take everything and take credit for what you've built up for years. I'm the star, I've got the royal connection, I can really make this work. They've gone, no thank you, this is our baby, back off. So Meghan's gone, fine, I'm going to create my very own, and which she has. And it looks like the cheek is she's seen their business plans and got as much info from them as she could to say that she wants to come on board. And now she's creating her own version of it, I suppose. But I don't think that they should be worried, because whilst I think Meghan will sell stuff eventually, if it does actually come to fruition, I think that she will have the same eye-watering, shall we say, price tags. The difference is Aro is not established, whereas Flamingo Estate is. And not only has it got Hollywood actors endorsing it, they supply their products through it, the quality of the stuff that they sell is also highly rated. Meghan and Aro is about as much of a threat to Flamingo Estate as the Holiday Inn is to the Hyatt, in my opinion. But all jokes aside, seriously, this is exactly what went wrong with the royal family. She expected to come into the royal family and to be treated exactly the same as Catherine. Catherine had spent many, many years working very hard. She'd kept her head down no matter the amount of abuse that she got. She'd weathered many, many storms that the media had thrown at her. She had worked her way up and earned respect within the family, within the well-oiled cog and how the monarchy works. Meghan came in and expected to be treated exactly the same. And the world just doesn't work that way. And this is no different. She is wanting to take other people's work and to have the same level of recognition for it, despite she has done nothing to achieve it. Meghan and Harry have had everything handed to them on a gold plate their entire lives. And now they are finding to make something actually successful past the initial fanfare takes hard work, which neither of them seem willing to do. Now, it's not just Flamingo Estates and the royal family. We have seen this as well recently, all to do with Netflix. There's been lots of references to Martha Stewart with her Martha Knows Best brand. Then, of course, you've got Joanna and Chip Gaines and their Magnolia brand. The difference is between Meghan and both of these women is they both worked hard from the bottom to the top. Chip and Joanna were well established and well liked before signing TV deals and launching products. This is the same as Martha Stewart. Everybody knew who Martha Stewart was before she signed these big TV deals because she had been a presence for a number of years. But no, seriously, these people are so well established, they have ridden every storm and they've earned their path to fame. Meghan would not have the fame that she has now if she had not met Harry. It's plain and simple. She was being written out of Suits because Patrick J. Adams was leaving. They weren't going to leave Meghan in there. As it was, she was only in there because she was his girlfriend. She had not had a successful career beforehand. She'd already reached that age, which is obviously awful in Hollywood, but she was well and truly going the other side of that hill. This is why Meghan put in so many quick dashes to come and hang around celebrity hotspots. She cozied up to Millie McIntosh and lots of other people, Lizzie Cundy, anyone that she could get close to so she could be on that celebrity circuit and potentially meet a rich footballer or someone that could pay for her for the rest of her life. She just struck gold, dreamed big with her vision board when she bagged Prince Harry. Success and popularity is not something that you can buy, no matter how much money of your husband you can throw at it, nor is it something you can just shout at others to make it happen for you, no matter how many staff that you hire and you fire. Now, I'm going to finish up with my final story, but I have got a funny clip for you at the end of this video, so bear with. Harry has made an appearance, apparently from the Montecito mansion, or rather by the front door, the garden of the studio. I'm presuming that he wasn't allowed in that day. Harry has made an appearance alongside his medals to present an award for Soldier of the Year, to virtually present and give US Sergeant First Class Elizabeth Marks her award. Harry had reportedly met her back in 2016 at the Invictus Games Orlando, so perhaps this is why the organisers felt that he was a suitable person to give her the award. But his medals, were what caught most of the attention. Harry has one medal for his 10 years service, and this was given to him, and as I quote, "I was there in Afghanistan." The other 3 medals are gifts to him from the Queen. They are for her Golden Jubilee, her Diamond Jubilee, and then her Platinum Jubilee. It was gifted to him not as a soldier, not as a serving soldier, not as a veteran. They were given to him because he is a member of the British royal family, her grandson. Mike Tyndall received 2 of those medals himself, and as you know, he has never served in the military. He's far more deserving of wearing those medals, however, because he never betrayed the Queen. Harry and Meghan tried to tear down the Queen's legacy as well as the monarchy, and that I find incredibly unforgivable. Harry has gone against his military oaths to serve King, Queen, country. He betrayed the Queen, he betrayed Prince Philip, he's betrayed his father, and then of course the future king as well, his own brother. Harry has gone against everything that the military stands for, not just in the UK, but also the US. Now, notably, Petty Harry was not wearing the King's Coronation Medal, which would have been exactly the same because they were gifted for being a family member. Harry, as I said, is petty to the very end. He wanted it to be known that he's not wearing his father and Queen Camilla's coronation medal. At this point, Harry has become so childish, I'm surprised he's not wearing one of those yellow pins that say, "Not my king." Now, of course, we've had Harry's fan base and the people that defend him saying he's got every right to wear his medals. Yes, he does. He does have every right, but I just want to make it clear that Harry hasn't earned those. He's not a war hero or anything. 3 of those were gifted to him from the grandmother that he made her life miserable and hurt her in every way possible in those final years. I really do question these people, these organisers that think that Harry, who betrayed king, queen and country, should be a good representative to now give awards to their veterans and soldiers. Surely they can think of somebody a little bit better. Now, as for Harry, he only has the Invictus Games left now to use to pretend that he is somehow still attached to the military and the royal family. But in truth, he isn't. In my next video, I will be talking about Harry and Meghan's private visit, their private invite to go to Nigeria. It is not an official or an unofficial tour. They are not working royals, despite the way that the media and no doubt their own PR are trying to spin it. But before I leave you, I've got a brilliant clip. This is not my genius. This was someone else's. I do not want to give it away, but you must read the white writing as it comes up as you listen to the sounds. It was magic for me.
Good evening, everyone, especially those who are serving, have served, and continue to serve. Tonight, I have the distinct honour of presenting this year's Soldier of the Year award. I first met Sergeant First Class Elizabeth Marks at the Invictus Games in Orlando 2016, where I presented her with not 1, but 4 gold medals that she'd won in swimming. To me, she epitomises the courage, resilience and determination represented across our service community. And this is not just because of her swimming abilities. Ellie has courageously overcome every obstacle to cross her path.
So lots of people did ask me when this was posted on Twitter, is that genuinely Meghan screaming in the background? Whilst I do not think that reality is that far-fetched with Meghan shouting at her staff, no, this was just a very, very clever and witty joke. I hope you enjoyed. So guys, I will be back with you very, very soon. Take care for now. Bye.